biggest show that we've done to date with our channel. We stepped out of the line a little bit, and we brought in a special guest who is super knowledgeable, not only in the comic book world, but in the movie world as well. With that being said, I've not seen many people that can rival Bradley. Danny definitely can. As far as Peeves is also very knowledgeable, more knowledgeable than myself. Everybody knows with our show how the pecking order goes as far as in-depth movie knowledge. This man right here can rival anybody here. With that being said, this is Mr. Danny Martin.
Hello.
Known Danny since high school. Danny and I have been friends since probably 1993 or 4. I'm dating us right now. But with that being said,
keep it to yourself now. Come on.
We're old as shit.
Yeah.
Except Peeves.
Exactly. So with that being said, this is Mr. Peeves as always, bringing back the Michael J. Fox Back to the Future 2 hat. My man Bradley right here. So with that right there, we're going to dive in. And tonight, the topic of discussion tonight, I've not seen a lot of people nationwide hit on this right now. I think it's an underlining topic that everybody who respects movies and watches movies definitely would have an argument about. And there's definitely fans and characters and plots and movies on both sides that can help this argument. And that's simply this. Who has the greatest franchise of movies of all time? Has Marvel overtaken Star Wars at this point with the greatest franchise of movies of all time? With that being said, I'm going to let Bradley lead it off. We're going to take 2 or 3 minutes each and go in a circle.
I'm waiting for this one. Right on. We'll probably agree. We're
going to agree
agree
on most points. But
yeah.
Anybody knows me knows, I'm a comic book fan through and through. Ever since the mid-'80s, when I was 7, 8 years old, comic books were my thing. Marvel, DC, whatever. I have the Punisher tattoo. In terms of DC, I have all the lanterns tattooed on.
Please,
the ring. Show the ring right on.
You can't see half of them due to a arm cast.
He's not playing. This is real deal.
Yeah, that's real. I didn't draw that on there.
My thing is, you look at 1977. Had we had a Captain America movie at the time, had we had, a Hulk movie at the time, which a couple years later we actually had the Lou Ferrigno TV series. And had you had all these at the time, they still would have had some sort of following. Star Wars, come out of nowhere. Even Alec Guinness said he took it for a paycheck. He didn't think this series had any future whatsoever. Or Harrison Ford didn't even want to continue with the series because he felt his character was done. There was no real money in this series. And Star Wars took the world by storm.
Mm-hmm.
There was no real sci-fi or even science fantasy series or TV show or anything outside of Star Trek that could really embrace that true nerd culture. And here comes Star Wars, like, boom, it's in theaters for 2 years. It makes, if we adjust to ticket inflation, it makes right around, probably in today's values, $3 billion. Marvel, yes, Iron Man was a big success. We know that built the MCU. It was also built on a third tier, C-level character at the time. Now, did they have their top tier? No, they didn't have the First Family. They didn't have Fantastic Four. They didn't have the Mutants. They didn't have X-Men. Fox did. They didn't have Spider-Man, which is their go-to hero. Even more so, sorry, Bo, but Spider-Man is the go-to hero for Marvel, not Captain America. Always has been, always will be.
It's all right, man.
It's a horrible thing to accept, but Spider-Man is their go-to. It's their Superman.
I'm about to kill myself.
Well, it's America.
But at the same time,
America.
At the same time, when Iron Man came out, we've seen Blade. We've seen even the poor reviews of Howard the Duck. We've seen the X-Men movies. We've seen the Spider-Man movies. Their brand, even with their first movie in the MCU, automatically had some sort of credibility to it, whereas Star Wars didn't. Nobody knew Star Wars. That's why it's more special to me and is a bigger franchise.
Can I go next? Here's why. Here's why I say this.
It's because he busted on your boy. That's what it was.
No.
That's what it is.
I think I know where Peeves is. I know
Brother busted my boy. I'm going to jump in here first.
Peeves is not a Star Wars guy. Let me go next, and let's go in this order for once. This normally don't happen.
We'll go backwards.
Let's go back for once. Here's why. To your point, they came out of nowhere. And I honestly don't think they would be a Marvel Universe today if there wasn't the Star Wars of old.
True.
Right. Now, to his point.
Pushing it, I think.
Well, hold on.
Well, you got to think during the time. I'm sorry. Wait. I don't mean to interrupt, but during the time as Star Wars was coming out, Marvel's already been out for. And I'll make this quick. Marvel's already been out for like quite some time. But when Star Wars came out, it was like a declining industry. Stan Lee, he was like in a deep depression and stuff like that. He came like this close of being actually sold out and merged with DC during the time. But yes, when Star Wars came out, and then you take it from there. But yeah, it was almost bankrupt.
Yes, Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, Steve Ditko, they saved Timely Comics altogether and turned it into Marvel.
So here's my point, and I'm piggybacking off what you said with this. You hit really close to something that's going to really hit close to my heart. There was a 1978 Captain America film. Mm-hmm. And if you put that beside...
Actually, I was going to say that.
If you put that beside Star Wars, the original film...
Had a clear shield.
Yeah, he had a clear shield and a damn motorcycle. Yes. You couldn't even sit on the damn thing because it's in a damn van. Okay? So, my point is...
I love the movie, actually.
And let's just call it for what it is. I like it too because of it's
You're
just
Captain America
right. But that and it's one of those you watch and make fun of because it's cheesy.
Right.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I mean you're literally taking Captain America and putting that movie in 1978 versus Star Wars, brother. That's a massacre beyond epic proportion. And here's the problem with it: Star Wars come out of nowhere in '77. This has Marvel's backing since the '40s.
That's why I brought up the point.
Exactly.
And I'm sorry to get between y'all's point, but that's why I brought up, or get between y'all's times to speak. That's why I brought up the point. 3 years later, we had the Incredible Hulk show with Bill Bixby and Lou Ferrigno.
Which was a big show.
It blew up. It's one of the biggest shows on TV.
That's the reason why they had the made-for-TV movies as well.
Thor,
that introduced Thor and stuff
Thor.
like that.
And as big as they were on TV, they still had the backing, so people were going to watch it automatically, even with B and C level heroes. Star Wars didn't have any kind of history whatsoever when it come out. That's the thing.
So I'm gonna go back to my point here. At that time, they murdered Marvel. As times went on, Star Wars set the bar, and there's only one movie that I can think of between what Star Wars did to what we see now that was trend-setting. Stop me if I'm wrong. CGI-wise and everything was in Terminator 2. That's the only movie. That's the only movie between that timeline and when the movie started coming out that was really trend-setting. Like it set the trend, it set the bar higher. And then with that being said, here's my point.
Movie soundtracks. It's like what actually ripped out movie soundtracks. Guns N' Roses jumped on that, and it made boom, because it made it mainstream, because it was like big time during like MTV and stuff like that.
That used to be mine. That song was
exactly.
Right.
Yeah, and so I see your point now. I thought that was kind of weird.
I thought the way they made the movie too was sick.
Oh yeah, it was awesome movie.
The graphics and everything.
Yeah.
So let me finish my point, and then we're going to move on. So with that being said, there is without a doubt, everybody in this room agrees, the first 3 Star Wars ever made are the best 3 Star Wars ever made.
Hands down.
Minus
hands down.
Minus maybe Revenge of the Sith.
He hates it, but I'll put Rogue One over Return.
No, it's horrible. It's horrible. It's not even good.
What?
It's not even a good movie.
Rogue One.
We'll get to that later. That's another argument at another time. But we're talking about franchise right now. First of all, we're not recruiting Rogue One is not.
I almost want to change the whole subject. But go ahead.
Rogue One is not included in this argument.
It's one of the perfect trilogies.
No.
It will always be.
Rogue One cannot be included in this argument. And here's why. Everybody says it's not a Star Wars movie. So we're not including it in this argument. Or everybody forever is going to take that argument away. So now...
I think Danny's ready to kill you, right?
No. I see where your point.
Every fanboy in history, when I tell them that movie is atrocious, they always say, well, it's not a Star Wars movie. That's why it didn't have a scroll. That's why it didn't have any lightsaber play. My rebuttal is... Now's my chance to shine, motherfuckers. Take the son of a bitch out of this argument. Take the son of a bitch out of this argument forever. It's either a goddamn Star Wars movie or it's not a Star Wars movie. And with that being said, take it out. Okay, then where's the fucking Star Wars scroll?
You
get it the fuck out.
Completely everything I've been thinking about, talking about all day long about this whole entire subject, you just kept fucking wiped it
And
out.
we're only
being here right there.
we're only at 1.5
Man,
of
sorry.
us, and I swear
that
I'm almost
happened
done. I'm almost
just
done.
now.
Here's my final point, and then we're moving on. Here's my final point. We're moving on. Ever since those 3 movies come out, everybody in this room agrees that Star Wars is doing this and Marvel is doing this, without a doubt.
I need a shot of something now after that.
We'll
I'm
get
sorry,
you something.
but okay.
We'll get you something. Carrie, bring that jack in here if you don't mind.
No, you're fine.
Yes and no, but
No.
I will borderline agree with you on that.
I think this is what I'm gonna say, and I'm passing it to Danny. Marvel took what everybody knows to this point as far as CGI and everything,
Oh, sorry.
and they've ran with it.
I didn't step on your toe
No, you're doing
because of what you
The
just said.
Russo
That was an
brothers.
accident.
Hey, brother.
Sorry.
The Russo
You only
brothers.
stepped on his toes figuratively.
Yeah.
Check this out. The Russo brothers. Everybody to this point has banged out. You come on in. Hand it
Oh,
This
over.
is my
and-
wife, Carrie. She's one promotional. What?
She's the one doing the spider walk right there. Hand it
Yeah.
over.
She's doing chicken out.
She's bringing in Jack, so apparently she's a producer.
So with that point, hey, we've got to get rolling on this. We're running way behind.
Yeah.
So let me finish this out. So with that being said, Marvel has taken the bar and they've raised it. Whoever's going to come behind Marvel, good luck. And let me tell you why. Because they have taken the bar, they've raised it. Star Wars is still relevant, but they're definitely not anywhere in the ballpark of what Marvel's doing right now. But are they better all time? I don't know. Star Wars has had 40 years of excellence. You can't deny that. Whether you think it's good, whether you think it's bad, you can't deny their credit what they've done in 40 years. The third highest ranked movie of all time is The Force Awakens. Infinity Wars is number 4. Right? So you can't say that.
Mickey Mouse is getting your money regardless.
He's getting your money regardless. So that being said, it's a very, very close race. I'm saving my opinion until later. I'm gonna let Danny have it, but we got to tighten this up. Let's do this. Come on.
All right, tighten it up real quick. One, okay, you remember the old comic books and stuff, and this is going back to your comment about, Rogue One. Okay, every comic book series, they start with what number?
1.
1. Okay, you ever heard of the comic book issue that starts with 0?
Actually, quite a few.
Quite a few. That's
Yeah.
Rogue One. That's the way you should think about it.
Okay, where's the Star Wars scroll then?
Okay, the Star Wars
Secret Empire
part.
number 0.
Okay, it was
Recent.
wars going on in the stars. Okay,
Nah.
wars going on in the stars.
No, we can't-
Okay,
you
so
can't.
it was comic book number 0. If you want to implement it being like
You
0.
set him off on this,
And,
though.
yeah, okay. I mean, you did this, man. I already been wrapping this up around
You
my.
have to conclude
You don't
this.
have to have a lot.
Every argument I've ever had, I said 2 things about the movie. It drags, number 1.
Yes,
Number 2,
yes, it does.
there's no
I
Star
can do
Wars
that.
scroll. There's no lightsaber
It's
battle.
an extremely slow burn movie.
Because it's its own standalone. But you know what? I'm going to keep it at that, and that's going to be a simple debate.
That has
later
nothing
on.
to do with Marvel.
But
Go
I
ahead.
mean, I'll promise you, I'll change your heart later on it. I promise you. I will change your heart on it. I will change your heart on it because
We've
but
tried, Danny.
a Japanese guy with a Donatello bow knocking out
hey, the
stormtroopers
force
is
is
not-
with me, and I'm with the force. I mean, it is simple as that. I mean, he was not Jedi. Or never mind. Okay,
Yeah,
but back
dig
to
into
the
it, dig into
subject.
it.
on
I've
hand.
got a bad feeling
Okay,
about this.
but as far, I mean, but as far as which franchise is different, but you got to think about it. It's both one franchise now. Okay,
What do you mean by that?
All hell Mickey Mouse.
No. Let's take Disney out of it.
No.
They're definitely
Yeah,
two different.
Disney
entities.
out of it. Disney out of it completely. Okay. Back in the early '80s, after they saw the big, huge, explosion of Star Wars, Marvel picked them up. Started making Marvel comics. Or Star Wars Marvel comics, and that's what started bringing up.
79, actually.
Yeah, it started bringing up.
After the first one.
And it was like it actually Marvel is what helped create the lore. And like I was saying, it's two different. It's kind of a hard thing to debate because Marvel, Star Wars has got more of a lore than Marvel's got more of these are our childhood heroes. These are the ones that for some of us that came from broken homes or whatever. These are the people or characters that we looked up to that made us whatever we are, but Marvel did create and help created the the lore more so, because there was like the underlining, stories in the Star Wars cinematic universe and the behind stories.
The extended universe.
The extended universe and stuff, which now actually, turned into what
the
is
EU wall.
canon. And what's
in my heart.
but now what is canon and stuff like that, but it's been Marvel and Dark Horse and stuff like that.
Well, even more recent, even the new canon.
Oh,
with the new movies, Marvel's actually the one doing the comics that the new movies are based on.
Yeah. So it's kind of hard
it's
to
a copacetic relationship.
I mean, as far as like financially, do you think that they're going to like outdo the Star Wars universe? Never, because it was more of
I think they already have. I know they have.
Financially,
we were box office.
Because you got to think, they already have, like George Lucas and stuff like with Disney, they already have 10 years, completely 10 years worth of work. But Marvel, like if you see those, that's coming.
Yeah.
Okay, but if you look at like the posters and stuff like that you see in Walmart, that's got all the Marvel cinematic characters and stuff like that. They can make something out of every single one of them. So the possibility of Marvel, outdoing Star Wars, I don't see why it couldn't.
I'm sorry, because I've got to say something. That financially, because of what you said.
Financially,
yes, they will. But here's the thing.
They have.
Oh, no, easily they have. But here we are halfway through 2018, right? How many MCU movies have we had?
Ant-Man, Black Panther, Infinity Wars.
We've had one Star Wars movie. Star Wars has a special place in people's heart to where they can't constantly, if Disney could, they probably would.
Actually, we've had Solo. So we had two.
We've had one. Solo. That's it. This year.
I wouldn't go as far as saying it sucked,
December?
but it was kind of like bleh.
December's last year. I'm saying within 2018.
Okay, I got you. It was running. It was running this year, but
no, the new one's coming out in December. Star Wars
next year.
I thought it was this year.
No, because Solo was supposed to come out December this year, and they pushed it up, and they made a mistake in that, and competing with their own selves.
Then they have the Boba Fett movie.
We got to turn Peeps loose.
You get what I'm saying? Like Star Wars has a special place. It's a once a year thing, whereas Marvel, it's boom, boom, boom in your face all the time.
I think they got enough characters to do that on Solo movies.
Yeah.
Peeps, turn Peeps
how
loose.
about it, man?
I've actually really enjoyed all of your points. I mean, they made a great point, Brad. If you want Star Wars play and your Star Wars movies, I mean, you can have it. Star Wars play.
We all know you hate Star Wars.
I'm not a big Star Wars fan, but I will give it.
Why am I here? I mean, you brought me to a house. I mean, what? I mean, almost dropped the F-bomb in front of the lady.
I gotta hear this though. I want to hear his reasoning
Star
behind
Trek, but yeah, thanks
it's
for.
my life, Dan.
Yeah,
you can drop any F-bombs.
I'm done.
Sorry.
I'm not a big Star Wars fan. I mean, we all know that. I mean, I wear fucking Attack of the Clone shirt just to troll people, but.
Hey, to each its own, man. Go ahead, have at it, man. You got your opinion. No weirdo.
But what I will
I'm just kidding. I'm sorry, that's weird for me, for a fella to, but that's okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But what I will give Star Wars is it did something that
I like that.
not really anything has done since. It created a phenomenon just in and of itself that didn't have anything else before it. I mean, and has continued throughout these many years of having such a huge following. With Marvel, you of course had the comics, and MCU in particular, you had comics, you had other movies that had come out with the Marvel name tag attached to them. With Star Wars, you didn't have any of that. It was just, what is this? Okay, well.
I don't know.
I mean, what do you mean? If you don't mind me asking.
He's talking about like
not interrupting, but
no background material.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It came out of nowhere.
Okay, right. Yeah.
Can I ask you a personal question if you don't mind? I'm trying to get you off, but how does somebody is like so in depth in the movies that really like cinematic shit? How do you not like Star Wars? I'm just curious. Not to change the subject. I just want to know.
He's a Trekkie.
No.
Are you really? I'm just kidding. Okay. I thought you were serious. Okay. I thought he was serious. Go ahead. I just want to know. I've never asked you that.
I think they're overrated. Most most people dislike it for the wrong reasons. I mean, overall, they're B-level movies at best. I mean, I don't think they're like spectacular. I mean,
For their time, you didn't either, like in the 70s and early 80s?
for their time, I'll give them major props.
He probably wasn't around in the 70s.
I was born in '90, so you gotta.
Okay. I could see why you don't like them then.
But no,
He's the kid of the group.
what I'm giving them is their props for their time.
And you got a strong beard. That's crazy for him to be born in the 90s and have such a strong beard.
He does got a badass beard.
But for their times, yes, they were groundbreaking. But I don't think they really hold up. And just looking at them for a person who's watched a bajillion hours worth of movies, I don't think they're that good. Like I said, B-level movies at best.
Are you talking about the originals or any of them?
All of them.
Well, I mean, okay. See,
So
They're blockbuster. They're popcorn movies, especially the last 5 that have come out.
the music, the sound, the vibes, you don't get into any of that.
Admit John Williams probably made some of the best scores of his life.
I mean,
that's,
you love John Williams.
Yeah, okay, that's neither here nor there. But here's the question: is you ever seen Beastmaster?
yes, unfortunately.
Yes.
You talking about the ferret?
The ferret,
Yeah,
and stuff
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. Okay,
Oh,
with you, and we don't want to throw this in. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. Okay, well, I want to throw this on the air, but you can whisper to me. How old are you?
28.
Okay, that's fine. And that has
that
has nothing to do with you.
I've 8 years younger than him.
I mean, I've sit on the front porch with him, and I've had smoked a cigarette with him. He knows his stuff, so I'm not questioning.
No, he
that
does.
stuff.
He
I think
He's
it's
definitely
I think
Tom brought him into this.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty cool. But with saying that, like with me, growing up and stuff, going to I don't know if we can name drop or whatever, going to Bill's video store.
Yeah, you can name it.
And getting
Bill's.
Bill's and
He's
stuff.
been
It was
to
the greatest video store
$2 or
we have.
$3.
Friday, Saturday night, going there and getting
Satellites
Nintendo.
$2 or $3.
Yeah, I mean,
VHS is $2, video games is $3.
Getting the Star Wars movie and not having what you've experienced and what we are, experiencing now, the way cinematography is and the CGI and all that other good stuff, it was groundbreaking. Because one thing about, Star Wars, it not only had culture, races, currency, planets, lands, from all different, walks of life. And it was just kind of like Harry Potter was. Okay, not bringing that into this. That's a different subject.
It's also overrated.
I'm not going fully.
No, yeah, let's not go into that.
I'm with you on that.
I mean, it had, but I mean, if you think about it, it had, cultures, currency, lands, and intertwinement and stuff, and that's what you got to think about. It brought in a world. Not just it was like a world like mine and yours. Not like
a movie where you just get a set.
Yeah,
and that's all you get.
Yeah, and it's
or
like
art like with the Marvel movies.
Like she did. I mean, your wife did it best right there when you was like that. It
Not
was
to
like
take
straight
away from Marvel, but things you look at Infinity War.
It's peripheral.
Infinity War is amazing spectacle on screen.
Unlike Civil War.
But anybody that's read,
Thank you. Oh my god.
anybody that's read Infinity War, Infinity Gauntlet, 2013's Infinity, or even something as simple as Iron Man 155, First Appearance of Thanos,
Yes.
First Appearance of Drax, you automatically knew these worlds existed.
Yeah.
1977, had that movie come out, Star Wars would have took the lead because it was something new. It was something fresh. It was this whole new world.
That's what I was
This
getting at.
I mean,
Let him finish his point. He
sorry.
I mean, y'all everyone got me off track, but it's fun.
The nerds are going back and forth.
Well, I asked him a simple question, then we got way off key. Let him finish his point, and then let's go on.
What was the question anyway? Well, I think
My question
What do
was,
you think?
my question was genuinely, how does somebody as in depth with film as you do not like Star Wars? I think you answered that. Now finish your statement
my thing with
about the
Star Wars,
two.
Yes, they're great. They're great for their times. They don't hold up. The ones that we are getting now are just popcorn films.
Agreed.
They don't really do justice to kind of Lucas's original point. And now with MCU, you walk into it and when you're getting a popcorn film out of all of them. As far as like monetary value goes, I mean it all goes in the same pocket now, so it doesn't really matter. But yes,
it's all the miles.
But given if Star Wars could shit out 3 or 4 movies every year, I think it would be able to beat Marvel just because the cult following that Star Wars has. I mean, even Solo, which they deemed a failure, did what?
I think it's like
600.
Yeah, the lighting, the
700
cinematographer.
million.
Yeah,
It did that much.
Yeah, and they considered it a failure. But
Yeah.
then again, they put it up
I
against.
thought it was great.
I mean, it was
They're all
good, but I mean,
yeah.
it was a cinematography on it. But yeah, we'll stop
But,
later discussion.
Every one of their movies, besides that, the other 3 that they've released since Disney bought it, they've all been broke $1 billion, and Rogue One does have lightsaber, the best Darth Vader scene of all time.
But
Yes.
he's making
Yes,
if you consider
He's trying to drag me into this argument, but there's no lightsaber battle.
$700 million a failure,
You're on your way.
you already know like it's going to be a failure in your eyes, but it's still a success regardless.
I'm not. I mean,
Are you
just
done with
like
your point
2
yet or
minutes-
no?
Wait a minute, 2 seconds.
Give me like
A
2
second
more
ago,
minutes
I considered you a youngin, but now no, you're wise beyond your years, and you made the greatest statement I've heard here all night. Thank you. I'm sorry.
Okay, give me like 2 more minutes, and then I'll pass it back to y'all for discussion. But what the MCU is doing now with films, I think, is comparable to what in the 1970s and 80s Star Wars did with films. They are creating and building a universe and getting you dragged into the universe. They are creating these places in their movies. They are creating stuff you can relate to in their movies.
Right.
They are creating, I mean, we all know they have the same currency as us because it's very obvious. But
Dollar
they're giving you
bills.
places like that. As much as I don't like Black Panther, they gave us Wakanda, which looked really good, and but then I mean we get
Danny loves it too.
Second best villain.
second best villain, Killmonger, yeah.
Second best villain behind Thanos. Go ahead.
We get Titan. We get to see Destroy Titan, which we really didn't. Even in the comics, we really didn't get to see because Titan was just obliterated by the time we got to see it. I mean, we've gotten to see stuff that we really wanted to see on big screen as fans of Marvel.
Right.
We've got to see it brought.
Agreed.
But what Star Wars did is kind of it had to broaden people's horizons on what they believed in.
Right.
They made a very believable universe with no source material, and that's the props I'm going to give to Star Wars. And to since I'm didn't grow up with the hype of all that, I got to live through the hype of the remake trilogy. So
You guys live with Harry Potter.
I'm gonna-
So there you go.
So with this last point, I'm going to close. I think, given if Star Wars could, make a bunch of movies a year, we would talk about Star Wars in a different light. But when Star Wars, they have all the credit in the world for doing what they did. Marvel, they're doing the exact same thing, and I think they're doing it better.
Now,
Yeah, I mean they've only been around for like what? How many years? I'm sorry.
10.
I gotta tell him
about 10
something he
years,
said.
and they've done like a tremendous, job of jumping in. But go ahead.
I've got to tell him something he said. He made a very good point right there, and I'm just
He's
going
made
to say this,
several.
and he made several good points.
Yeah.
Telling in on what he said. He said they made something out of nothing. You've got a green midget that's 900 years old that is the greatest swordsman of all time, walking around talking to a kid that
Kicking everybody's ass.
is on a damn farm a few weeks earlier. You know what I'm saying? He flies out and meets this green midget, and you believe it for some reason. You're like sitting here going, This is
I know.
fucking what's
Dude, that was like the first Star Wars action figure I actually purchased was Yoda because it
That's what
was
I'm
like, that's a badass. He can come and get like a little bitty fella, and make
still
something out
telling him
of
what
it.
he said. Two things that stuck out to me. The first thing he said that stuck out to me was
they
they made you believe. I'll get you right here in a second.
Okay.
He said they made you believe
There you
what
go.
was going. They made you believe what was going on, and it was so crazy But the other thing he said, I think, is the most important of any of this argument, is they know all of that. And they took all those punches, and they're doing it better.
Right.
See, that's my thing. Like, that's the reason I will defend Star Wars is, like he said, they created the universe in what, 1 2-hour and 10-minute epic? Whereas you
hold on, just to cut you off, I don't really think they created the universe so much in A New Hope. A New Hope was very close compared to what we got in Empire.
When we got Empire expanded out
It did expand.
Empire was like,
Endor and all these other planets.
You know.
We got Endor, we got Dagobah.
That's my like end all be all because it was like creation.
Planets.
You know. It was like the bad guy.
Wait a minute. Lando's planet was what?
Best one.
Okay.
Whereas we got all these extra planets in a couple of movies. Whereas Iron Man, Captain America, all these, we had Earth, we had, Asgard, but we also had planets that we heard, or worlds we had heard in comics.
I mean, and
for 40 years.
But that's the one thing I don't think you understand.
But they had that basis, is what he's saying.
Yeah, but
we didn't have that basis with Star Wars.
Yeah, exactly. But you got to understand, it was the lore of it. It's a different beast.
That made you believe.
Completely. It made you believe.
Star Wars made you believe there was much more, whereas you have the MCU now is making you see that these fantasies you had as a kid and these books these books you read can actually exist in real life.
But the one thing about Marvel, I'm sorry, I'm going to interrupt you.
I got something beautiful you're going to love.
Okay, the one thing about Marvel is, you've read these stories.
Yeah.
Okay, you've known these stories except for Civil War, which that's a different...
Civil War, Captain America's Civil War is not Civil War.
Yeah, no, it's
I'm
not.
Sorry, it's two
It's
different
not.
entities.
That movie, out of all the Marvel movies, I liked every single one of them. Black Panther was awesome. You're weird for that. But
Black Panther's amazing.
But I'm very I respect your judgment now. Earlier, I may not have, but
I don't like the way they showed book.
I want to hear his
I
point.
thought it was good. But the fact with I lost my point because you got me started on Black Panther. But Star Wars, it's a different beast.
Yeah.
Star
Star Wars opens your mind up to something that it isn't possible.
Yeah.
Whereas the MCU,
it's something you've seen.
Even with
you know what's going to happen.
I got to say,
even with Wakanda, these worlds are possible because you've seen. If you're a comic fan, you've seen these worlds before.
Yeah,
I've got a statement.
In Star Wars,
I don't think, without a doubt, and this word has been kicked around very heavily here lately on our channel, and that channel is soundtrack. Star Wars destroys Marvel and soundtrack.
Oh yes, John Williams.
Does everybody in this room agree with that?
100%. John Williams is the greatest composer.
I promised myself, and I told my associates at work that I would not applaud anything and look lame doing it.
Danny Elfman.
That's one thing I will say.
There you go.
The only person compared to John Williams is Danny Elfman. He hadn't done anything in Marvel, so yes. John Williams.
Is that your phone? No.
John Williams is the single greatest movie composer of all time. So he gives Jurassic Park, he gives Indiana Jones, he gives Star Wars.
Indiana Jones is a better trilogy than Star Wars.
Indiana Jones also has a movie that nobody wants to admit exists.
Hold on a second. Okay, Star Wars, hands down, for me, best trilogy ever. But
better than Marvel, really.
But you ever heard of the Anunnaki?
Yeah.
Okay.
My wife's going crazy over here on and on.
All right. Okay. So everybody I've ever met, other than this guy, thought Indiana Jones 3 was just awful. They didn't get it.
Last Crusade was not a good movie.
What?
No, Last Crusade was not a good movie.
Oh my God! Are we allowed to hit people on this show?
Yes.
Okay.
Please hit me, Danny.
I'm telling you. Okay.
I had the same argument with Godfather 3.
Oh my God.
Go ahead.
Godfather 3 was horrible.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
What? It was perfect.
Godfather 3?
Yes.
I thought it blended the first two.
We gotta go back to actual.
But go ahead. I want Danny to finish your point.
I mean, y'all
Please,
keep changing subjects
No,
on me. I mean, y'all are just going to keep me here all night.
that's our
I'm
goal.
going to get a divorce because of this.
That's our,
you
that's
know
our
what I
goal
mean?
is to keep you here all night. But
You know,
go
the
ahead.
missus is thinking
Amy's
I'm a
gonna kill
chestnut.
us.
I'm telling you.
I got a
kill us.
question. I got to hear this. I want to hear where you want with this.
All right, let me cut the volume down. Okay.
I got to hear it.
Indiana Jones gets crystal skulls, so there you go.
Yeah, I mean, the Anunnaki and all that other good stuff, but yeah.
I said trilogy. I didn't count the fourth one.
Okay.
It's like
You
counting the
anything else,
prequels
Jimmy?
in
Go.
Star Wars.
Okay. I think everybody at this table has made great points on both sides. I think it's time to choose a side. And I'm putting us all on the spot. You're going to choose a side, and we're going to go from there. Who do you want to lead off?
Question: is it going to be dollar amount or
Has nothing to do with
popularity?
What do you feel?
Influence.
What do you feel in your heart is the better movie series?
God, it's
Who do you guys want to lead off?
Better movie series or biggest influence? Where they will go influence.
Let's go
You
in.
pick the round.
In your heart.
You pick the
You want me to pick the order?
way it moves, it goes. Yeah.
In your heart, what do you think is the best franchise, period? It don't matter what Jim thinks or Kevin or Bill. What does Peebs think? What does Danny think? What does Bo think? What does Bradley think? In your heart, Peebs, lead us off. We're going this way. And then we're going to get 5 minutes each. And then we're shutting this video down.
Damn, 5 minutes each.
Okay, give me like
That's a
30
lot.
seconds on this to
Yeah.
just explain my point. I think if we had this conversation in 1980, we would easily say Star Wars.
I agree.
But I think today, MCU by far. Because I think they're doing more and will have a longer lasting effect on modern cinema than Star Wars has had on present day cinema.
Danny, that's short and sweet. I love it.
That's short and sweet, and I love that too. You know, the one thing I hate to say it, and you know, Star Wars I hold very dear and true to my heart. You know, it was there for me when I needed something there for me. Y'all get through all that.
I know exactly what you're saying. You don't have to go elaborate.
Yeah, right on. But as far as the longevity and everything, like the young man had said, would actually yes, and I'm gonna open a beer out of this, and would definitely have to be the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I know it, and that's very disappointing. And I know there's a lot of people out there watching this show, seeing me and all this other good stuff, and it's breaking your heart completely, and it's kind of breaking my heart, and it's taking a lot of pride to actually say this as well. I completely agree with him. I think Marvel's going to just completely outtake it. Star Wars is going to end up being. And once again, completely breaking my heart that I'm agreeing with the young man, that Star Wars is going to end up being stagnant, and I hope it doesn't. I hope I'm wrong, because that was my first love, as far as the cinematic universe and everything. But in the long run, yes, absolutely. I think Star Wars will end up being stagnant. And
That's it.
that's
You're
it.
going Marvel.
God, and that breaks
And
my
then after
heart.
all this, we get 5 minutes to discuss our things, and then we'll.
I can give
I don't
5
think so.
minutes. This is about time for a
Well,
cigarette
yeah,
break. This is good.
That's it. That's it. Come on, man.
Then we
I mean,
can
you
talk
want
about
5 minutes?
And we can discuss
It's about like you and a clip. Yeah.
We're ending this, bro.
Okay, that's fine.
Whose
Yeah.
turn is it? My turn.
Yeah.
I mean, is there something else you needed to add to it?
The only
I mean,
thing I was going to give Star Wars is they've added a lot to the movies. Didn't add a lot to my childhood. Like I said, I had the prequel trilogy to live up to. Oh God, I mean, but they have created some of the best, and this is the nerd in me, the best video games that are out there. Like
Knights of the Old Republic.
Brad tagged me in a post earlier.
That has nothing to do with what we're talking about,
Best
bro.
RPGs ever.
one thing I don't understand is why haven't they had a Howard the Duck damn cartoon? I mean, not cartoon, but game.
That's left field. Of what
Why
we're
was there
talking
not a
about.
Howard
That
the
was
Duck
out of
video
nowhere.
game?
But I had
But,
Civil
yeah.
War, Shadows of the Empire, stuff like that really influenced my childhood.
At least
Gaming
let
wise.
you love Star Wars.
Yeah.
It's a franchise.
Okay.
Exactly, that's what I'm going. But cinema wise, MCU.
Okay.
Sorry,
Now,
Well,
you guys give me this 5 minutes apiece because this is gonna pull some strings.
can we
Have
smoke in
fun.
your house? No, I'm just kidding.
At this point right now, I think I'd let you smoke a J in my house, bro. This 5 minutes, I think this 5 minutes is going to tug on everybody's heart.
I'll be back in 5 minutes if you want to get a J.
Hey, I think this is going to tug on everybody's heart. What I'm about to say, and this is literally like, I don't know how you guys feel. This is literally like tore me apart. Thinking about this all day. Ever since this topic come up, it's tore me apart. And I'm gonna roll with this, and I'm gonna tell you something. What's the name of the first Star Wars film that was ever released?
A New Hope.
With that being said,
Nope. It's actually Star Wars. It didn't have a New Hope.
Let's don't go into some nerd bullshit right now. The first fucking movie that was presented was okay. A New Hope.
Me and Bradley, we agree to something.
Let's don't go into some nerd alternate universe bullshit. The first shit that hit cinematic and everybody blew up on was called A New Hope.
Yeah.
So, without interruptions for the next 5 minutes,
okay.
And I'm gonna tug on everybody's heart. I'm gonna tug on everybody's heart right here.
Okay.
As a kid, I grew up in poverty's not even a word. I had nothing. My mom has worked since '83. She stopped working in 1983. I was born in 1979. Time rolled on. We had no money. I grew up in government house after government house with food stamps and all this shit. The one thing that took my mind off all this bullshit I didn't have was Star Wars.
Exactly.
It made me escape the reality that I had shit. I had nothing. I was eating mayonnaise sandwiches. I was eating bologna sandwiches and loving it. That was my life all the way up to the 90s. Guess what was there for me in the 90s? It was Star Wars.
Right.
So, with that being said, I saw what Star Wars did to me as a kid, and I saw what Star Wars can do for people. And I'm going to tell you this right now, when they signed on to do the other trilogies for the Star Wars, the name of the first movie is
A Final Menace.
A New Hope.
Oh. I thought you were talking about New Star Wars.
I still have hope for Star Wars. And with that being said,
right on.
I know without a shadow of a doubt, Star Wars can still pull it out. Star Wars is an underdog in this argument, but I'm rolling with Star Wars. Here's why. They have the greatest villain ever, without question.
Darth.
They also have the greatest soundtrack, without question. They have songs that can play 20 seconds, and anybody on the planet is going to know what the hell that fucking song is. Not only that one, there's many more.
Yeah, I'm saying
they have the most underrated villain in movie history, without question, in Darth Maul. They also have the most unbelievable superhero in movie history in Yoda. They've captured my heart since I was a child. They took me out of the poverty that I was lived in. I don't give a damn if I lived in a $750 million mansion. I'm still going to love Star Wars. Right. I love Captain America more than anything on this planet, but I'm going to tell you this right now. Captain America don't make up for the whole childhood misery I was living in and was brought up by the Star Wars trilogy. Yeah. When I would get a new Star Wars character, it changed my life. A little $4 Star Wars figure at Walmart changed my life. With that being said, Marvel is doing better with their movies right now. Yes, there would not be a Marvel Cinematic Universe right now had Star Wars not set the bar that high. Yes, Marvel is taking that and moving to the next level, but I'm going to tell you this right now. It does not matter, because not only that, these last two movies have sucked. I didn't like Rogue One. I didn't like Force Awakens. I didn't like The Last Jedi. But I tell you this right now. That's fine. Everybody's got their opinion. But I tell you this right now. Without a doubt, without any doubt, Star Wars came from nowhere in 77. Marvel had backing all the way back to the 30s. To the 30s. 41. They came out of nowhere in 77. Star Wars just getting started. These new movies, yes, they have these liberal contents and all shit, but I know the movie The New Hope lets you know there's hope for Star Wars. Guarantee you they're going to increase everything that they do. They've already signed on to do the other trilogy. Greatest villain ever, greatest soundtrack ever, without a doubt, greatest movie franchise ever, by an edge over Marvel. Bradley. Wait a minute. Please let Bradley go.
We got a customer. No,
we can't let nobody interrupt this.
We get customers?
This is Bradley about to tell his point.
10 seconds. So Star Wars is the best franchise ever, but they need to turn things around. Or MCU.
Yeah,
everybody agrees with that.
No, I agree.
This is Bradley about to make his point.
Count like 10 seconds. 10 seconds. You're absolutely right. I'm not going to change my decision, but I mean, you're absolutely right. You know, I mean, I don't know the young man, you know, but I mean, I know you and I know you and myself. You know, it was pretty much same backgrounds as far as, where we came from and how we were raised and projects, trailer parks, and all this other good stuff. And that was our heroes, and that was our, escape, And the same thing for me with comics and everything. And, I hope you are right, and that was like, pardon me,
kind of tugging on my heart with that.
Yeah, I mean, pardon me, boys and girls. I think he's about fucking right. I mean, that's right. That's right. I mean, I'm not going to change. I really want to. I mean, but I want to change my opinion, and I hope you're right, and I hope they do it right because it took me from a better place. It really truly did. Because I remember when I first got Star Wars. I rented Star Wars. I didn't get to see it at the theater or anything like that. I rented Star Wars, and I literally was up for 24 hours straight.
Watching
yeah, me, my brother, my extended godbrother, Leroy, and we literally just watched it. That and Ghostbusters, but that's a different ballgame. But I mean, you're right. That was our escape. Those were our heroes.
I'm going straight up with my heart.
I mean, it's not just like the comic books and stuff like that. This is such like a hard argument and conversation to have because it just pulls on all the different heartstrings.
And let's be honest, everybody here at this table, I got to hear Bradley, but last quote is this: Star Wars is the underdog. Make no mistake about it.
No, it's not.
It's not.
I'm going to say this right
Star
now.
Wars is the underdog.
Star Wars is not the underdog.
As far as
and here's my full on.
All right, I'm gonna.
I hope it leads into your argument. Thank you.
That leads straight into my argument.
If you ask everybody in the country, Star Wars is the underdog.
No, it's not. Okay, we've had.
Too many modern people watch movies now. Go ahead. Please, everybody be quiet. I want to hear this.
I have the same background. I grew up in Alabama City. Anybody from this area knows Alabama City is lower class, lower to lower middle class, white trash, whatever. My dad took me to, I'm going to say that, like that's in the 80s, that's how everybody looked at Alabama City. My dad took me to see Empire Strikes Back at Rebel Drive-In. I'm sure y'all remember Rebel Driving.
Rebel Driving. God, I wish they'd bring that back.
He took me to see Return of the Jedi at Rainbow Cinemas. But neither of those places exist anymore. But that made me feel like I wasn't this kid from a poor neighborhood. I felt like I could be something more. I felt like I could be a Jedi. Quit rolling your eyes, Peeves.
No, man. This is for real from his heart, man. This from his heart.
We all have sob stories.
From his heart, man. I want to hear it.
Now, because of those movies, I decided to start reading comic books. I wanted to find ways I could escape.
All right.
Now, I'm going to make a long story short. That's what really made me feel like what movies should feel like. They should be a form of escapism. You should be able to get away from the real world when you go watch a movie.
Yeah.
Now, as I said, long story short, I'm not going to go into detail as you did. When you go to a movie, say Ant-Man, say Black Panther, you say the Marvel brand, people are going to go out. They're going to spend $1 billion to see it. Mm-hmm. You say Star Wars, and suddenly you go there on Thursday early premiere night. You've got 5,000 cosplayers. You've got stores setting up at the theater.
Yep.
You have full-on spectacles just for a Star Wars movie. That is where I bring in. Star Wars comes out once a year. Whereas Disney, yes, they're the ones pumping Star Wars out now. They pump out Marvel movies every 2 or 3 months. They still know that Star Wars is still something special.
Not cutting them off at all. I don't even think it's once a year. It's once every few years. Go ahead. A true Star Wars movie.
I think it's technically, I'm just going to say the brand at least, is once a year.
The brand, yeah.
Yeah. They know they can't just throw Star Wars in your face every 2 months like they can the Marvel brand. That's part of it. Like, Star Wars has to be something special.
I love his passion, man.
It has to make you
I'm sitting beside you at the Rebel Drive-In right now.
Yeah, right?
Just so you know, some people, I know people that went to see Force Awakens, Last Jedi, Rogue One. They didn't go like they go like Thursday night premieres for every now and then for Avengers, some shit like that.
Right.
But they will make time out of their schedule strictly because a new Star Wars film coming out.
Now, with that being said, Bradley's closing up. I'm gonna say this right now. We could go another 25 minutes if we let this.
We've got to close 2-3 hours. Yeah,
we've got to close this up. So we've got 2 and 2 here, and I promise you this: if I've ever stressed this, I want to stress it more than ever. Please comment.
Yes.
Please let us know what you guys think.
If you think we're wrong in any way, tell us.
We have poured our hearts out on this. I promise you. We're 2 and 2 on this right here. And I'm going to tell you this right now. Thank you, Danny, for coming on. Peebs, Bradley. This by far is the most intense. I got hair standing up. This is the most intense by far in a way it's not even close.
No, really, he does. That's some crazy shit. I mean, I know I'm sexy as hell, but I mean, I didn't know I was that sexy.
I've
got hair standing up.
Oh, really? Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's how intense this is. With that being said, we're going to close this video out. And please comment your opinion on the subject. This video has been running all day. And early this morning, a lot of people was asking me. They were like, "Why did you start this conversation? You should wait till this show's over." Why would I do that? I want the banter. I want the conversation. This is game day. This morning when I made that post, that was game day.
I want the back and forth. All day. We've been involved in that conversation.
That conversation. Hey, there's
over
100.
You don't know all the people I've been talking to about this.
There's 150
people are trying to get me like.
I think we talked about it.
Right, there was 150 comments or so, or 200 comments on the Facebook post about this, and the reason I did that is I want the back and forth all day. We're going to close it out with this. Thank you so much, Danny. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Bradley, thank you. We're closing out.
One thing before we go, don't forget to like subs. I wasn't even going to bring that up. Don't forget to like
his hat.
Like us on YouTube. Subscribe to us on Facebook. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Hit the little bell so you get notified because this will be going live on YouTube before you know it.
Thank you.
Thank you all.